Kane joins us on that note. That is fair, Will Kane. Good to see you. Hope you had a lovely weekend.
Fair. I did. Good to see all of you as well.
I want to start with you. Do you think the Cowboys are the team with the most pressure this season?
I do. I think it was just illustrated for you. I know what you're going to do. I can already hear the giggles, Max. You can giggle all you want. You can talk about whether or not pressure is tied to realistic chances. Let me tell you something. You just heard it, okay? It was just illustrated for you there. I'm going to give you 4 reasons. You can keep up. They're all 4 good ones. Okay. Number 1, do the Cowboys have expectations of winning the Super Bowl? You may not like it, you may dismiss it, but you just heard it from the owner right there. They absolutely do. And the comparison to the Eagles is perfect. You know what he means when he says they tore it to the bone and got back up to a world championship. He means a rebuild. He watched the Eagles go from the Chip Kelly era down and back up to the Doug Peterson era, Howie Roseman era, whatever we want to call it, Carson Wentz, Nick Foles era, whatever it may be. He watched that cycle. And in that cycle, the Cowboys did nothing to get accomplished. So he has an expectation, and they should. Number 2, they have built-in reasons/excuses for why they haven't. You know, Ezekiel Elliott missing 6 games from a team that went 13-3 the year before. Basically the same players. Number 3, the quarterback has a lot to prove. This is immense pressure on Dak Prescott this year. Who is he? And most importantly, number 4, if I listen to that, if I listen to what Jerry Jones says, he's talking to one person and one person in particular, Jason Garrett. The pressure is on the coach. His job is on the line this year. That is pressure. Whoever else you may come up with, their job is not on the line like Jason Garrett's job is on the line. Take Jerry's words for it. The pressure is on the Cowboys.
I don't know, maybe if this would have been a nice round number for the Cowboys, like the 50th year they hadn't won a Super Bowl, maybe there'd be some more fanfare around it, but Cowboy fans are used to not winning Super Bowls. No, it's all about windows of opportunity. And actually, Will, your guys actually have a nice window because you have a franchise quarterback. A lot of people are down on Dak. Will, I know you're not, and I'm not. Because you see who the real deal. Dak is the real deal. He's young. He's a great leader. He's going to be around for a long time. They're going to have opportunities. This is about windows. The #1 franchise in football, with the greatest quarterback of all time and the greatest coach of all time and maybe the greatest GM of all time. They don't have a backup quarterback. Not really. Jimmy G is gone. Jacoby Brissett is gone. Tom Brady's going to be 41 years old. There's more dissension in the ranks than ever before. There's more pressure on the Patriots, in fact, as a result of the window.
That is
ridiculous.
Like
anyone else.
80 rings.
Doesn't matter.
They don't need another
Doesn't
one.
matter. This is it.
What do they need to prove?
This is it.
That is utterly ridiculous. But I will give you this much. At least you said something I was interested in hearing, which is more than I could say for Will. I don't remember any of the 4 points that Will made because they are totally irrelevant to me.
I agree with all
no,
of
it's
that.
because you had that green juice. No, it's because you had that green juice you were sucking on. All you could hear was the straw.
They're green smoothies. J.J. Smith, the green smoothie queen. You know, I got it from her. That's why I drink the green smoothie drinks. Here's the deal. All of this nonsense he's talking about. First of all, you won 2 playoff games in a quarter century. We don't give a damn about, expectations. Don't buy that nonsense. That's just a Cowboy owner and a Cowboy fan talking gibberish. I'll tell you who the #1 team is under pressure. How about the Pittsburgh Steelers? How about a
lot of personal agendas right now.
Are you ready for this?
It's the Giants for me.
Well, you want to go?
No,
you want to go?
I want to hear from
because
you.
here's the deal. I'm the one making sense, okay? Tom Brady's got 5 rings. Stop it. The Dallas Cowboys haven't won more than 2 playoff games in a quarter century. Stop it. The Pittsburgh Steelers was in the AFC Championship game last year. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a future Hall of Fame quarterback who's contemplating retirement. The Pittsburgh Steelers have one of the best quarterbacks in football, one of the top 2 receivers in football, arguably the top running back in all of football, and the supplementary parts include Martavis Bryant and Juju Smith-Schuster, and I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So when you look at it from that perspective, how loaded they are, how high-powered their offense is, the level of expectations that come with it, a great coach like Mike Tomlin, not Bill Belichick, but still great. You look at all the requisite ingredients that come with Super Bowl championship contention, and you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, more so than the Patriots, definitely more so than the Dallas Cowboys.
That's where you're wrong.
Listen,
that's where you're wrong.
Dak Prescott's going to be around for a while.
That's right.
Ben Roethlisberger's not.
Hold on.
And Tom Brady's already got 5 rings.
Hold on, Will. Hang in 1 second. That's where you're wrong. There is definitely pressure on Pittsburgh for the reasons you identified, for sure. But Who's going to be favored going into the season? Is it going to be New England or Pittsburgh?
Doesn't matter.
New England will be favored.
Doesn't matter.
And New England, the window is it. Jimmy G, the future, is now playing in San Francisco. They traded it away. The greatest dynasty in the history of the NFL, certainly the modern NFL, has, according to some, I think their window is already closed. One more year to get it done and no backup plan? Please, that's pressure.
Yeah, but how many more years does Pittsburgh have?
Let me address something both of you guys said. See if you can take this cross-examination, not turn it into a soliloquy, Stephen A. Is Mike Tomlin's job on the line this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No.
All right, then. I think that we have our answer on who has the most pressure between the Cowboys and Steelers.
No,
if his job
coach.
is not,
That's the coach. That's not the team.
If his job's not on the line,
That's
what
not the
kind
team.
of pressure are we talking about?
What I'm talking about is this. In terms of our expectations of who should do what and what kind of heat they'll get if they don't do it. Ain't nobody expecting anything from the Cowboys but you. And then your delusional fan base. Your delusional fan base.
Hold on, Max. I want to get to you.
Yeah.
I want to get to you, Max. Two things. Number one, you seem to think house money implies pressure. You did this before the Super Bowl. I heard you. Being the favorite does not mean you have the most pressure, especially when you have 5 Super Bowl rings. You have nothing to prove. You have only upside. You have only legacy and dynasty. House money's not pressure. If you play scared when you're winning, Max, that's you. I don't. I feel good. But number two,
so
let me
sad,
tell you
Will.
this.
It's spoken like someone whose teams don't win championships. You know, as a Yankees fan, I can tell you, towards the end of Rivera and Jeter's career, Yankees fans felt that there was a lot of pressure, and so did the Yankees on the team to win another World Series before it was over. Tremendous pressure. It's the way winners think.
No, it's not. Winners know they can do it. They're not winning afraid. They're not running afraid while they play. They're not worried about losing their jobs. Listen, another thing you bring up is windows. What's the most valuable thing in the NFL? What's the best secret, besides having an all-world quarterback, what's the best combination to win a Super Bowl? It's having an underpaid, very good quarterback. It's having that window when you've got Russell Wilson on a rookie deal and you can build an awesome defense around him because you can pay for it. You talk about Dak being around for years. They only have so long while Dak is for cheap. They only have so long in this window while you can put money and talent around Dak,
can I shoot it
and
down
Dak
right
is
now?
underpriced.
Well, let me just
window.
prove you. I'll prove you wrong right now. Will, are you still the same kind of Cowboys fan you've always been?